Good morning. Oh, sorry. Good morning. This is Shay. Not my day. I'm late again. I'm sorry. In case you've ever wondered if your partner's voice will be deeper in the morning, the answer is yes. Yes, it will. Check mine out. It's spring break for me, and we've been visiting Gavin's grandparents right outside of Houston, and I've been having so much fun because I have barely been getting out of my pajamas, and I've been painting and just resting and relaxing, and it's been wonderful. It's been exactly what I've needed. It's been great. We brought 2 of our dogs with us and just been hanging out and having fun, and Gavin's grandma's so cute. She's teeny tiny, and she's like this little spitball of fire, and she's adorable. Gavin's mom and younger siblings got here on Monday, and then we got here on Tuesday as a surprise. And it worked. They were surprised, so it was fun. It's been a little rough because it's all female pronouns and all birth name form here. And it's wearing on him, and it's wearing on me, and he wants it, he wants them to come around his transition as they feel comfortable, and therefore he does not want them to be corrected. He just wants them to, and it's so hard. It's so hard for me not to correct people when they do it, so I can't even imagine how he's feeling. It's weird, I didn't expect it to have so much emotional effect on me to hear him misgendered so much, but it does. It's upsetting. It's upsetting. I'm not sure why it's upsetting, but it's upsetting. I think it feels like they're being disrespectful. I think that's what it is. It feels like they're being disrespectful of Gavin, and all the effort he's put into growing up and learning about himself and becoming who he is and things like that. So I think that's what the deal is. That it feels like they're being disrespectful. Alright. Now, this week's topic is, I think, kind of where your partner is in their transition and a little bit on where they want to go. Well, it's going to make Gavin do it with me, but he's still sleeping, and he needs more sleep than I do. He sleeps even less than I do, so I'm just going to let him sleep. Alright, Gavin has been on T since December of 2010. He takes injections in the buttocks. I don't know how much he gets, but it's weekly, and they're little short needles, and I give his shots. The very first time, I was really, really nervous. I'd never given anybody a shot before, and so I practiced on a bunch of apples and a bunch of fruit, and then, pushed the plunger in carefully, and finally felt comfortable, and I was like, alright, I got this. So he drops his pants, cup his cheeks, make sure I kiss it a whole bunch just because they're there, and then I do this little grab, poke, push the plunger in, and I yank it out, and I let go, and I look at it, and I realize I hadn't actually pushed anything in. Oh my god. Yeah, because apparently the tea is a lot thicker than I knew, and I hadn't actually made any effect on it. So we had to do it all over again. Oops. So yeah, we alternate cheek sides, and I use landmarks on his right side. He has a bunch of freckles, so when it's for the left side, I'll draw this imaginary line across from the freckles, and I'm like, alright, it's about that side, And then, for the most part, well, actually, like, for the first, like, year and a half of doing the shots, I did great. No hesitation, no fears, no problems, I just did them. And then, magically, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I got scared of doing them. And because I was scared of doing them, I was really hesitant, and, you know, I'd, like, push the needle in slowly, and it hurt because I was doing it slowly. And then when I'd pull the needle out so slowly, that hurt too. For absolutely no reason. Like, there was no logic behind why all of a sudden I was doing it so slowly. And it was really annoying for poor Gavin. Like, I think I'm doing better. I think I've broken it over the last couple months. I think I'm back to good, but I don't know why I had a mental block. I just did. So yeah, that's Gavin. He's been on injectable tea since December of 2010. And it is March of 2013, so it's a little over 2 years on tea. He wants to have top surgery from Dr. Gavyns. He probably would qualify for the keyhole type, which, if you're not familiar with the term, is where they, essentially they go in around the areola and then they, like, scoop it out and then they sew it back up. But he really wants the scars underneath, so that's what he wants to do. But yeah, he wants top surgery from Dr. Gavyns. I want him to have it tomorrow, you know. I want him to have it yesterday or last month, but it's not physically possible yet. I feel bad. Every time he starts, like, a top surgery savings fund, like, some emergency happens, and it has to go towards the emergency instead of top surgery. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I don't know. Maybe we'll just have to start a secret bank account and put in, like, $1 at a time so that we forget about it, and then take it out someday and have a bajillion dollars. Oh, so last week's video, which I also skipped, our greatest fears for our partner. One of my absolute biggest fears of Gavin is that he's going to get jumped somewhere, because he travels a lot by himself, being a traveling nurse, and then even when he does travel with me, you know, like when we go to, like, gas stations and then gas station bathrooms and stuff, I get really, really, really worried that he's going to get jumped in the bathroom, in the men or the women's bathroom. I just get really worried that he's going to get jumped and beat up. So that's my biggest fear from a poor, beautiful baby. Alright, sorry I'm late. Hopefully my life will get back on track someday. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Okay, bye.